Somewhere in the mountains tonight, a predator is hunting, and it has found its target. But something else has found the predator first. No command was given. No human was present. No instruction was needed. High in the remote mountain ranges separating France and Spain, long before modern cities, electric fences, or smartphone alerts existed, survival depended entirely on one thing: vigilance. Under moonlit skies, predators moved silently through snow-covered valleys. Wolves searching for weakness, bears descending toward livestock from high ridges, and thieves, human thieves, waiting patiently for darkness to do their work. And standing between danger and disaster was not a human. It was a dog. A massive white guardian that worked alone through freezing nights, making life or death decisions without commands, without supervision, and without fear. Today, that same dog sleeps peacefully in suburban homes, watches over children in backyards, and greets strangers with a calm, patient confidence that surprises people every time. So how did one of history's most fearless predator fighters become known as one of its gentlest family companions in the world? Tonight, we uncover the truth behind the Great Pyrenees. To truly understand the Great Pyrenees, you have to understand the environment that created it. The Pyrenees Mountains stretch nearly 300 miles between modern-day France and Spain. This is not gentle terrain. These are steep cliffs, brutal winters, and landscapes so isolated that entire communities could go weeks without contact with the outside world. This geography shaped everything: the people, the livestock, and ultimately, the dog. Thousands of years ago, early shepherding societies began migrating into these mountains, carrying their flocks across the most dangerous terrain in Western Europe. Sheep meant food. Wool meant warmth. Livestock meant survival. But sheep attracted predators, and shepherds, as capable as they were, could not stay awake every single night. So instead of creating a dog that would simply follow orders, they developed something far more remarkable: a dog capable of independent judgment. Ancient livestock guardian dogs had traveled west from Asia Minor alongside nomadic tribes thousands of years earlier, gradually evolving into regional protectors shaped by the specific demands of their environments. In Turkey, they became the massive Kangal. In Italy, the Maremma sheepdog. In Hungary, the Kuvaz. And here, in the cold passes of southwestern Europe, they became the Great Pyrenees. Natural selection in the Pyrenees demanded three things above all others: intelligence, patience, and courage. Not the courage of aggression, the courage of standing alone in the dark and not flinching. Only the most capable dogs survived. Only the most capable passed their traits forward, and generation by generation, over centuries of cold nights and real dangers. The result was not merely a working dog. It was a living security system shaped by geography itself. Understanding what the Great Pyrenees was built to do means understanding its enemy. Wolves are not simply dangerous predators. They are strategic ones. A wolf pack will watch a flock for days before striking. They identify the weakest animal. They look for gaps in protection. They wait for the right moment. And traditional livestock protection methods, fences, bells, even human night watches, were no match for a coordinated pack attack in rough mountain terrain. So shepherds did something elegant in its simplicity. They placed puppies with the flock, not near the flock, not beside the shepherd, with the flock. From the earliest weeks of life, the Great Pyrenees bonded not with humans, but with sheep. They learned the rhythms of the herd. They recognized each animal individually. They internalized that the flock was their family. And to a predator approaching at night, this created profound confusion. The guardian was indistinguishable from its protectees. Its white coat blended seamlessly into moonlit pastures. allowing it to move silently while monitoring threats across the hillside. When a wolf approached, the Great Pyrenees rarely charged immediately. That is a critical misunderstanding of this breed. Instead, it relied on something wolves understand deeply: psychological warfare. Deep, thunderous warning barks echoed across valleys. Not frantic, not panicked, controlled, deliberate, authoritative, a declaration. I see you. I am here. And I am not afraid. Most predators retreated, because a wolf's instinct is self-preservation. Why risk injury fighting a dog that size when easier prey exists elsewhere? But some predators did not retreat, and those encounters became legend. Historical accounts from the 16th and 17th centuries describe these guardian dogs wearing iron collars lined with metal spikes. These were not decorative. Wolves target the throat. The iron collar was designed to protect the dog's most vulnerable point during a direct attack. These dogs were expected to survive encounters alone. No reinforcement was coming. No backup existed. Just the dog, the night, and the decision it made. Just instinct. The 17th century brought something new to the story of the Great Pyrenees. Witnesses. Merchants, diplomats, and travelers crossing the Pyrenees Mountains began documenting these extraordinary animals in their journals, not just as working dogs, but as remarkable creatures unlike anything they had encountered. Word reached the French aristocracy. French nobility were immediately captivated. These dogs were enormous, projecting power and dominance simply by standing still. But they were calm, controlled, dignified. They did not pace nervously. They did not bark without cause. They surveyed their surroundings like something that understood exactly what it was doing. Legend holds that King Louis XIV, the Sun King himself, was so impressed by this breed that he declared the Great Pyrenees the royal dog of France. Whether the royal decree was formal or informal, the effect was the same. The Great Pyrenees moved from mountain pastures to castle estates. From guarding sheep against wolves to guarding royalty against the world. And here is what makes this transition so extraordinary. The dog didn't change. The same calm confidence that allowed it to assess a wolf's threat level in the dark was equally suited to reading social dynamics in a royal court. The same patience, the same independence, the same quiet authority. Few breeds in history have transitioned so seamlessly from wilderness survival to aristocratic companionship. Now,
a dog's love is a
the
pure
section
love.
you've been waiting
They're
for.
always there for you,
Because
no
the
matter
Great
what.
Pyrenees is one of the most
A dog's love is
misunderstood
a
dog
pure
breeds
love.
alive today.
They're always there for
Not because
Their
people are
hearing
wrong
is
to love
finely
them,
tuned,
but because
capable
the
of
qualities
detecting
that
the
confuse
faintest
modern
sounds
owners
from remarkable
are
distances.
actually ancient
Their
features that
hearing is
made this
finely
dog
tuned,
extraordinary.
capable of
Let's go
detecting the
myth by
faintest
myth.
sounds from remarkable
And
distances.
myth
In the quiet
1.
moments between chaos,
The Great Pyrenees is
loyalty
lazy.
finds
You will
its
hear this from
truest
new owners
expression.
constantly. My Pyrenees just
In
lays
the
there
quiet
all day.
moments between chaos,
He barely moves unless I make him.
loyalty finds its truest
I thought I was
expression.
getting a big active dog. He sleeps 16
In the quiet
hours.
moments between chaos,
Here is the
Professional
truth.
documentary narration describing the scene.
What appears to be laziness is actually one of the most sophisticated energy management systems in the
Professional
canine world.
documentary narration describing the scene.
Livestock guardian dogs evolved to patrol vast territories overnight, sometimes covering
Professional documentary narration describing the scene.
10 to 15 miles before dawn. That kind of sustained alert activity in
With the
freezing
house now
temperatures
quiet,
requires exceptional
the
physical
faithful
reserves.
guardian begins his
Rest during
need
daylight
for
hours
control.
wasn't optional. It was survival. Your dog
With
lying
the house
quietly on the
now
living room
quiet,
floor isn't
the
inactive.
faithful
It's
guardian
conserving
begins
energy for the
his
shift that
nightly
starts
patrol.
when you go to sleep. In
Great
my
Pyrenees are
T2,
known for their
they are
independent
stubborn and
spirit,
hard to train.
often choosing to
This is
follow
perhaps the
their own
most universal
counsel
complaint
rather
among
than
Pyrenees
commands.
owners,
Great
and it reveals a
Pyrenees are
fundamental
known for their
misunderstanding of what this
independent
dog was bred to
spirit,
do.
often choosing
Traditional
Here,
obedience
amidst the
training,
grandeur of the mountains,
the kind we
life
use for labs,
unfolds
German
at its own
shepherds,
pace.
border
A
collies,
timeless rhythm of
assumes that
nature
a dog's
and
highest
nature.
purpose is
Here,
responding
amidst the
instantly
grandeur of the
to
mountains,
human commands.
life unfolds at its own pace.
That model
A
works
timeless
beautifully for
rhythm of
breeds
nature
built to be
and
extensions of
nature.
human direction.
Here, Amidst the grandeur of the
But the
mountains,
Great Pyrenees wasn't
life
built for that.
unfolds at its own pace.
It was built specifically for the situations where humans were
He
absent,
wasn't just barking at nothing.
where commands weren't possible, where waiting for instructions was
It was
fatal.
then I realized.
When your
He
Great
wasn't just
Pyrenees looks at
barking at
you after
nothing.
command pauses and then continues doing what it was doing,
It was
it is
then I
not being
realized.
defiant. It is
A
assessing.
timeless heritage.
It is asking in the only way it knows how.
The
Is this
Labrador
command
Retriever,
relevant to what I'm actually
a
supposed to be doing
timeless
right now?
heritage.
That is
Gentle
not stubbornness. That is
The
independent
Labrador
judgment
Retriever,
functioning exactly as
a
designed.
timeless
In my
heritage.
itch
In
tree.
this moment of trust,
They are aggressive
we witness
and
the
dangerous.
timeless bond between human
The size of
and
the Great
canine
Pyrenees makes
companion.
people nervous. And when they hear wolf
In this
fighting
moment
mountain
of
guardian,
trust,
the
we
assumption of
witness the
aggression
timeless
feels
bond
obvious.
between human and
It is also
canine
completely
companion.
wrong. True livestock guardians were never
The
bred to be
guardian's
aggressive.
presence
They were
alone
bred
is
to be
often
effective.
enough to deter even
And the most
determined
effective form of
predator.
protection is
The
prevention.
guardian's presence alone is
A
often
guardian
enough
dog
to
that starts
deter
fights
even
loses
the most
dogs.
determined predator.
A guardian dog that prevents fights through
The
presence and
guardian's
deterrence.
presence alone is often enough to
Survives.
deter even the most determined
Protects.
predator.
And this is the behavioral strategy
Retriever,
built into
a breed
every Great
renowned for
Pyrenees
its
alive
gentle
today.
nature and unwavering
Calm
loyalty,
confidence over
has a
unnecessary
noble
aggression.
heritage. The Labrador
Presence over
Retriever,
violence.
a breed renowned for its gentle nature
Assessment
and
before
unwavering
action.
loyalty.
The Great Pyrenees possesses a form of intelligence that modern dog culture has never quite figured out how to measure. Because we tend to measure dog intelligence by task completion. How fast can it learn and sit? How reliably does it respond to stay? How many tricks can it perform? By those measures, the Great Pyrenees looks average, even below average. But those tests measure task-based intelligence, and the Great Pyrenees was never built for tasks. It was built for something infinitely more complex: situational intelligence. The ability to read an environment continuously in real time and make judgment calls based on incomplete information. This is the intelligence of the detective, not the soldier. The strategist, not the sprinter. Owners consistently report behaviors like this. Nighttime patrols of the house's perimeter. Specific barking patterns that distinguish mail carriers from strangers from genuine threats. Positioning between family members and unfamiliar people in ways that feel deliberate. These are not coincidences. These are not random. These are the behavioral remnants of thousands of years of genuine guardian work. To the Great Pyrenees, your household is the flock, your children are the lambs, and every unfamiliar movement, every stranger at the perimeter, every unexpected sound after dark, triggers the same ancient surveillance instinct that watched over sheep in the mountains of France 1,000 years ago. Before we reach the final chapter, there are several remarkable historical details about the Great Pyrenees that deserve their own moment. Fact 1. During the chaos of World War II, the Great Pyrenees population in France was decimated. The demands of the war, food shortages, displacement, military occupation, devastated working dog populations across Europe. American servicemen stationed in France encountered the breed and were so struck by the dogs that several were brought back to the United States. These dogs, and the dedicated breeders who had worked to preserve them, became the foundation of the breed's recovery. Fact T2. The Great Pyrenees has double dew claws on its hind legs. Not a defect. Not a quirk. These are a breed standard, an intentional feature developed over centuries. The prevailing theory is that the extra dew claws provided additional traction and grip on snow-covered mountain terrain, allowing the dog to move more confidently through ice and deep snow. Fact hit tree. Great Pyrenees dogs have been used as pack animals. Because of their size, endurance, and calm temperament, they were sometimes fitted with small saddle packs to help transport supplies through mountain passes where horses or mules couldn't navigate. A guardian dog carrying its own provisions. Fact 4. Marquis de Lafayette, the French military officer who allied with American colonists during the Revolutionary War, is credited with bringing Great Pyrenees to the United States for the first time in 1824. He gifted them to John Taylor, a Virginia farmer and senator. These dogs may be among the earliest Great Pyrenees to set paw on American soil. Despite
The
centuries of
livestock guardian
change,
dog, a
despite
steadfast
modern
protector,
homes, city
watches over its
streets,
flock
and
with
lives that look nothing
unwavering
like mountain
vigilance.
pastures,
The livestock guardian dog,
the
a
Great
steadfast
Pyrenees
protector,
hasn't forgotten what it was
watches
made
over its
for.
flock with
Studies of modern livestock guardian dogs consistently show they remain among the most effective tools in reducing predator attacks on farms worldwide. Not guard systems, not electric fences. Dogs. The ancient role persists. Only the environment has changed. And in suburban homes and city apartments and quiet neighborhood streets, the mission has changed shape but never changed meaning. The flock is your family. The pasture is your yard. The threat is whatever your dog decides needs watching. Protect first. Rest later. Trust instinct. In many ways, owning a Great Pyrenees means sharing your life with living history. This is not a breed shaped by fashion. Not a breed created for sport. Not a breed designed for human convenience. This is a breed forged by survival itself. By centuries of real danger, real decisions, real consequence. And yet, here it
Narrator
is,
speaks over the shot
lying
with
on your
documentary-style
couch,
voiceover.
waiting patiently for dinner, watching you with those calm, ancient eyes,
Narrator speaks
eyes
over the
that have
shot
seen
with
wolves,
documentary-style
survived
voiceover.
winters, and stood guard over everything they were given to protect.
Narrator
The Great Pyrenees is more than a companion.
like no other.
It is a reminder of humanity's oldest partnership. One built not on tricks or obedience, but on trust. Trust between species facing the unknown together. And while wolves may no longer roam suburban streets, Guardian still watches, still listens, still protects. If you learned something about the Great Pyrenees today, something you didn't know before, share this video with someone who loves dogs. Because every breed has a story. And most of those stories are nothing like what people expect. Subscribe to Myth-Busting Mutts for new episodes every week. Next time, we uncover the truth behind one of the most misunderstood working dogs ever bred, the German Shepherd. See you then.